Hello everyone and welcome back to World of Tanks with Cradler90. I'm going to bring you today two replays. One is of my good buddy and clanmate Malacore in his Object 704, and the other is going to be me in a decent game I had in my Waffentrager Auf Pzr IV. So basically what this game is just going to highlight the brute force of the 704 and that BL-10 gun, and some surprising accuracy as well. Now you can see it's a tier 10 game, but obviously the 704, like any of the other tier 9 tank destroyers, minus maybe the T95, does well in tier 10 games, and it just means more damage for them. Looking at the team rosters here, you can see it's pretty even. The green team, Malacore's team, it has a slightly lower chance to win. There's a bunch of Russian heavies on the opposite team, and they should probably do well in Ruinberg. I mean, that's at least what you would think. So I also wanted to say I think I fixed my computer, for those of you worrying. Basically what was happening was I hadn't used a duster in a while, and I think my CPU was overheating when I was encoding, and my graphics card wasn't doing too well either. So they seem to be fixed. I'm getting a much better frame rate now. And you can see Malacore moves up his 704 right into the middle of town. He's going to put pressure on the corner where he sees a VK4502B, who is immediately upset that he poked around that corner. Now Malacore is buddied up here, not platooned up, but buddied up with a pretty good T34 driver. And you can see what they're going to be able to do together. And unfortunately what happens to T34 when he takes a little too aggressive a stance in the middle of Ruinberg. Anyway, you can see also that the teams seem to have split up relatively well. The mediums have gone to that small town off to the east. And nice snapshot there by Malacore. Really didn't even zoom all the way in, but got that T-34 in the side. Team is losing slightly, 1-0, but right now it seems to be relatively even. If you're looking at the minimap, as is usual with Ruinberg, the enemy team is kind of conglomerated in the middle here, so it's going to be tough to dig them out, especially when you have the slow traverse like the 704 and only a T-34 to back you up. The Rhyme on our team was complaining a bit earlier in the game, or maybe it was the Rhyme on the other team saying it was a tier 10 game, but honestly I loved playing the Rhyme in tier 10 games. You're less of a target and there's so much more health for you to just dwindle away. And there it is. Take a look at the T-34. He came around that corner and the VK hit him, and then the Jagdpanzer hit him. So, or the other way around. So he wasn't very happy. Anyway, now it's 4-2, and it's not looking so pretty around this corner. But Malacore knows that Jagdpanzer had just fired, so he's going to go take care of that VK, and still gets rammed by a nice, healthy, above-average damage roll by that Jagdpanzer E100. Anyway, they've pulled even, and Malacore knows that he has a faster reload than the Jagdpanzer. So, but here's the accuracy I was talking about, the BL-10. The Jagdpanzer is pretty well hulled down, but leaving that commander's hatch open, and Malacore takes care of it. So he's up to about almost 3,000 damage already. Our team is making a nice push through that 3-line in Ruinberg. And his flank seems to be secure. It's only a T-32, and he has 500 health to play with, so the T-32 is not going to bother him. Malacore's already on 2 kills, and here's this IS-7 in a bit of a rough place. I guess with that BL-10 you don't even have to worry if you're shooting at the lower glacis of the pike nose, because he didn't really aim, but put it right through. Already is getting a little nasty, zooming in on Malacore, but here we go again. He's loaded, and right through that cheek. The Jagdpanzer takes care of that pesky little AT-15. But you can see the enemy team has rolled through the town. I guess the IS-4 went with them, that probably helped. And they really just went wild, kind of like how we went through the town. So some people are going to start capping, I guess the slow guys that don't really want to get involved. And Malacore and some of the other guys are going to go try and fish him out. He's only on 3,600 damage. And that wouldn't be too big of a deal in an Object 704, being that its gun does 750 alpha. So you're asking me what's special? Well, the ending is pretty nice. Malacore gets pretty lucky. It's another nice shot. BL10 did not troll him there. Put it right into the side. Trax didn't eat it. Nothing like that. So good stuff. Malacore's right now. He's probably just rubbing his hands together. Knows this is a win. Knows that he's doing very well. I wonder where this Jagdpanzer's going. Interesting strategy, Jagdpanzer E100. I guess maybe cover the side if they try and flank around. Jagdtiger doesn't like his odds facing off against an E100. At least I wouldn't when I play my Jagdtiger. Though he is putting shot after shot into him. And Malacore tries to get the kill, but just a second late. And now they're only down to the IS-4 and a T-62A on less than half health. So this game is definitely in the bag. Now everyone's just trying to gun for damage and conserve their health. IS-4 is spotted. 742 health. I think the BL-10 can handle that, don't you? Yes, I think the BL-10 can handle that. And he bounced very nicely off the sloped armor in the front of the 704. And we got a full health, basically, IS-4. And we're coming up around the flank. This is just game over money all day. Blows off his tracks. 830 damage. Big roll. See if you can't get another hit into him. Now it's the front, so he's got to go for that lower plate. Does take a shot, but somehow hits that lower plate. Another big roll on that IS-4. So he's almost up to 7,000 damage. Do you think he can get the kill? Well, let's see. What is this IS-4 and E100 going to do? IS-4 hits him. And boom. So 5 kills, 7,000 plus damage, and a win. That's a really good game. I'd be very happy. I rarely ever get those games, but Malacore sends me these games over and over again, whether it be the 704, the T-54, E100, anything he plays. I wish I could play like him, but when I'm platooned with him, I never seem to do well. And he doesn't seem to do very well when I platoon with him, so I guess I am the bad factor. Anyway, that was Malacore's game. Now I'm going to show you what I try and do to top him in the Waffentrager. But unfortunately, I don't top him. But I do pretty well, and I'm happy with it, so I wanted to put it up on YouTube. Alright guys, thanks for catching me at the break here. Bringing you a game on Windstorm now, and I'm in that Waffentrager Pzr IV. Luckily, I am platooned up with 2 relatively good players in Urbo, D. Elder. He's also in a Waffentrager Auf Pzr IV, and Escobar, who's in his Rheinmetall. So we're rocking the German TDs here, and we could have gotten ourselves into a confrontation game, but didn't happen. Mixed teams, 53% chance to win, and a tier 10 game. Now, I'm not too familiar with Windstorm. I've played it a bunch of times now, but it's not one of those maps that I've played 1,000 times and kind of have figured them out. So in the times I've played it, I've kind of tried to stay back in my Waffentrager and pick lanes, try and pick people off that they're not looking at me, kind of stuff that you want to do in the Waffentrager, or do in a medium tank, let's say. Our team splits up relatively nicely. We have a couple going real low, down that like J line, a couple going middle, including our E100, and then a bunch of people, including Urbo, going down the north line. I take a shot and I just miss it. Unhappy, because that would have potentially just wrecked the 1390, and usually when that happens, I know I'm not going to have a good game. So I'm already kind of cursing myself and telling Urbo and Escobar how much I hate this game. When in truth of point, I do really love the game. So anyway, all we've spied is the 1390. They've got a sizable force up in the north, at least with mediums and that Alfie 100, which is a scary sight to behold, which I'm looking forward to getting to. So now I do something kind of stupid. I'm meddling my way through the middle of the town here, knowing that this will probably draw a lot of attention to us. But now I'm going to go to the second part of the map that I like, at least spawning from the western side. Is this kind of, I don't know, I would say like this EF45 area, where people don't really have great shots on you if you don't let them, and you can get sneaky, shots on them, especially into that north area. We're losing 2-1, but it's still pretty even. Now this is what I'm talking about. Like, this guy's not paying attention to me, this object, so I know he's rolling across here, and I'm going to be able to get a side shot on him, or at least a front shot on him. Oh, I'm sorry, we've spotted each other. I haven't watched this replay since I played it, and I played it about a week ago. So, but in other news, Urbo gets that M103. That's very good to see. I'm waiting for this object, but he's not going to be stupid and poke himself out. So I am going to do something else. Oh, he is going to be stupid and poke himself out. Now this is what I'm talking about. I know he's just going to roll along here. I'm going to get a shot when he comes through. Try and track him. Don't get it. And it's a low roll, 420. And once again, I'm thinking, wow, World of Tanks, today's not my day. And what do you know, a T110E4 shows up. But luckily, very luckily, he doesn't see me. And I'm trying to go for his engine compartment, but I missed and hit the side of his turret. Luckily, it wasn't too bad of an angle, and it went in. Now we've pulled it to 5-3. We're starting to take control. We've killed their E5, which is nice, and a T-54, which is always nice. They're really annoying. And this guy comes out on the side, and I track him, which I'm happy with, because I know I reload faster than him. I don't even think he'd get a gun around to see me. So now I could just put... Oh, yes he can maybe, but just put shot after shot into him and keep him tracked. T-34 helps out with that. I'm going to side scrape. Side scraping in a Waffentrager is not exactly great, but I wind up ammo racking him to add insult to injury. And we still have our 2 tank advantage here. We've swept the town, but their most dangerous tanks look to have been up in the north anyway. I'm trying to get a shot here, and I do have one, but I'm a little late, and the E100 gets him. See, that's why I like that area, this little area up here, because you're never the focus of attention, and you can like pop back this way, and I'll show you in a second what I mean, and help out this flank. Urbo is screaming in chat right now. Well, not screaming, talking vigorously that he needs help, that he's got this whole slew of tanks coming. I just don't get there in time to see the to get those guys, but I do have a nice downward shot on the front plate of the E100, and I was pretty positive I could go through. But they're not even paying attention to me. This tank has a great reload. Oh man, where did that one go? Just track damage, not even tracking. That was an upsetting shot, but fortunately for me, this T-69 doesn't realize how fast I reload, and I get to put one into him. So now I've done about 3,000 damage. They've completely outflanked us, where our slow tanks are heading up to help. This E100 puts a nasty shot into me. No one's really... I know I'm going to repair faster than he could reload, so I don't waste my kit. Oh, and my engine's dead too, I didn't even realize. But similarly... And he's using heat to hit a Waffentrager. Let's see, still using heat. So that's how you know that you've got a dumbass E100 player. Could easily have loaded regular. He could get through every part of my armor. He's just wasting money and playing like no one really wants people to play. They start capping. I know that I'm going to be the last defense here, so I pull back, see if I can't disrupt him. I think I'm outside of his view range, because I've got binocs on. He doesn't see me, and I've tracked him. Either that or he's out of ammo. So I'm going to halt a second after I get a good angle on him and see if I can't get my binocs to spot him. And luckily I do. Track him again, no damage, but that's okay. I know that I don't want so many people in the circle, and I probably should have taken the shot at the heavy, just because I may have been able to kill him as well, and he's more dangerous than the T-69. But I go for the T-69, take him out. C-100 is slowly making his way up. I try and take a speculative shot at him at the T-57 heavy, but he had moved, and no matter, our E4 was there to help out. So I've done 4,000 plus damage, and I know that there's just this E100 here and a very dangerous T-62A who seems to be sitting in cap. He does the silliest thing I've seen a player do since... I think I watched a Good, the Bad, and the Ugly episode of Jingles where someone did this as well. But he's got a beautiful rock here to sit behind. I missed the shot, and he's capping, and in 20 seconds he will win the game. I can't go forward because there's an E100 there, who just shot. I hear him shoot, and I can't spot him. Thankfully, someone reset the cap. I don't know why he wasn't just sitting back behind that rock and just trying to recloak, but he wasn't. And now he leaves the cap. His team starts, I think starts yelling at him. Either that or yelling at me. Who knows? But the E100 takes a couple juicy shots from me, and now all I'm thinking is, can I help finish off this T62? Put a good shot into him there. And now he's a one shot for me if I could get my gun to bear, but he's quick and he's dodging in between hills. And unfortunately, shell velocity, I guess, just went behind him slightly. I thought it was a well-aimed shot. We're capping. This is obviously a win. And I was hoping, beyond all hopes, that I could get another kill out of this and get 3 kills, but wasn't meant to be. That one went in to the ground, and now I think I'm going to lose it to the FV. I'm just going to try and cut him off. You can see the chat is just the classic World of Tanks chat going on. And the T62 survives to live another day. I gotta commend my platoon mates for really giving them the smack talk. I don't do it myself, but they certainly make up for it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy my content, my videos. You can like and subscribe. It really helps. You know, I don't have a big base of viewers, and I just enjoy seeing the numbers tick up. It's kind of like a little, I don't know, endorphin rush to the brain. So anyway, this was Cradler90 bringing you some World of Tanks.